And I wish that we could all just get along and enjoy what I call today the wonderfully wonderful world that is also known as the 2025 Jinxums. Hello everyone, I hope you're here to enjoy the show, because it's gonna happen right now. Alright, let me just stop being a bit of an overlord in my eyes. Just your eyes, okay?
Oh, I'm having a good day!
Alright, maybe, okay, I'm gonna switch over to the music I want to play. Music. Just, wait a minute. Here we go.
Ah, there. I was feeling a little nuts.
Alright, so the 2025 Jinxums. You may be very familiar with them, I'm not. But you know what? We're gonna become familiar with them together today. Because a pretty prestigious TM Game Awards. Okay. Alright. I decided that today we'll be doing a lovely assortment of games that I've played throughout all of 2025, including, but not limited to, but mostly limited to, games that I played in 2025 that weren't all released in 2025, but most of them were. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. Oh, look at the singing things over. Look at that. There may be more singing. We'll see. We'll see. What timing you have. Well, look at this wonderful array of possibilities that could be winning awards today. This wonderful, prestigious award. Just mind you, look at that. Are you in awe of that yet? You should be. You should be. Okay. Very awesome. So what do we have here? We have, just looking up, we have Without a Dawn, Kingdoms of the Dump, Muffles' Life Sentence, No, I'm Not a Human, Dinocop, am I looking in the wrong direction? That's one cursed trophy. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the best award you've ever seen on this planet. So, oh, I gotta be looking down here, don't I? Dinocop, Look Outside, but Don't Look at Me, Die in the Dungeon, and of course Blueprints. All of these which were games that came out this year. I was just double checking my facts. Yes, they all came out this past year, 2025. It's no longer 2025, Jacki. You can't say this year anymore. I know that. I know that. Okay. Well, we're gonna go over, as I said, many of these games. Maybe these games won some sort of award in my honor. I don't know. Or their own honor, because they are their own honorability, not yours. Okay. All right. Don't think otherwise. All right. That's just how it be, G. Let's go ahead and get started with the best award. Okay. This is the best unplayed category. I think I made a little room down here for me. So we're gonna... That'll have to do. Okay. Here we go. So this is an award given to a game that I did not play. But I was like, yeah, I really want to play that. But just never did. So we're gonna start here. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This has won pretty much every other award it has been nominated for ever. Maybe this one is no different. Maybe it is different. Maybe it was disqualified for AI. Who knows? Who knows? I do, but you don't. Well, not yet. We have Morsels. Morsels is another one of those beautifully made progressive roguelike games that just looks like the type of demented stuff that is my flavor of Kool-Aid. But I just couldn't get around to it. I just couldn't, so I didn't. Perhaps this is better than Expedition 33? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know if I mean, I don't because I haven't played it now, did I? Promise Mascot Agency. This was a very interesting title that I just kept saying to myself, I really should play this. Where you're playing some dude who runs a mascot agency that looks so decrepit and crazy and wonderful. And perhaps this is the winner. Perhaps it's not. South of Midnight. This one got a lot of cool stuff with it too. I honestly don't remember too much about this, but I remember seeing the gameplay for this and I was like, I would really like to play this. I haven't played very many games like this recently. I should get around to it. And I never did. Maybe this is the winner. Or maybe it's Peak, which was a multiplayer game, unlike pretty much everything else I ever play. just looks like a lot of fun, and I like having fun. Maybe this is Game of the Year. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now what is Best Unplayed Game of the Year right now. Drum roll, please. It is, as you can see from here, quite clearly, Promise Mascot Agency. I didn't have to hover over to double check the name. You had to hover over to double check the name. But yeah, this one looks like the most bizarre, most unhinged of all the games out of everything that I saw this year, and I do want to make up to it and play it this year. That's my thoughts and feelings on the matter. Okay, so big round of applause. Woo! Promise Mascot Agency. There you go. Starting off strong here with that. I know at least 3 of these are good. Lol. As you should, Xenoph. Now, this and the next category are going to be less about the games themselves and more about me. So, get ready to feel a little disappointed here. But we have some clips for you for these, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. So, best jump scare is just the best jump scare I experienced last year. From what I remembered, I should have asked other people if they remembered other stuff. I'm sure there actually might be better than these, but these are the ones that I remember, okay? So first off here is Falling Face Fragments, where I got jump scared by the basic mechanic of the game of the faces clearing after not being able to figure it out for many, many minutes. Hey, Cryptic Salt, welcome. And we have House of Necrosis, the demo, where on the second level, all of a sudden a huge hulking thing started running at me and I got stuck in a corner. And that gave me quite a panic attack. Nox Mortalis, there was, again, this was a demo. This was when I was concerned that it got late at night because there's a day and night element. That was a great clip. Yes. There was a day and night element here for this game. And I was just like, oh, gee, I wonder if anything else comes out at night. And then there was something that came out at night and it almost insta-killed me. So that was a moment. Line Cutter, this is a more non-traditional jump scare where literally I glitched the game and suddenly I got jumped by cops. So yeah, that was something. And then Resident Evil, I just got a few jump scares in there in terms of the whatchamacallits jumping at me, so that was fun. So in this case, I actually narrowed it down to 2. I'm gonna show you what my favorite was, and then my second favorite there. So here you go. Falling Face Fragments, because I just make Tetris at faces across the board, apparently. Just felt that was the stupidest moment I've had in my life recently. So there's your one Falling Face Fragment. You could actually have a Falling Face Fragment today with just Jacki eyes. So there you go. And then my second place was actually House of Necrosis. Yep. What the fuck? 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 This is exactly like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Yep. So there you go. Round of applause for those games for getting a basic jump scare out of me. Okay. Moving on to the next category here. The best glitch that I experienced. Now, again, this is just all based on my memory of what I remembered happened for the year. Perhaps there were some better ones that happened, but these were just what I remembered happening. Maybe next year someone wants to submit stuff so I can remember better. That'll be better because I got memory of crap book. Okay. So we got Express Car Wash Simulator Prologue, where I was parking a car and somehow got it to flip and then exited the car while it was flipping, and it just stayed motionless in air. And it just felt good. Kingdoms of the Dump, where I ended up falling into a lava place and then a cutscene played, and then suddenly I was saved and rescued and perfectly fine, except I needed to heal, of course. Not the biggest glitch in the world, but it made me chuckle. Once Upon a Katamari, where literally the king came out and said, like, please don't tell anyone that you glitched the game. So I just felt very honored by that moment in my life. So that's why it's here. And then Drive Beyond Horizons Prologue. This was a very interesting one in it that it kept constantly having glitches, but my favorite part was when I discovered that the little mannequin that I was trying to bring along in the car and thought I didn't successfully do that, suddenly was there being dragged by the car, along with the hood having been just popped off, on the back just clinging and clanging away. So, you probably can tell from that description that the Drive Beyond Horizons prologue clip was the best. Now, this one didn't show up properly on here because I realized, this is a fun fact, if you try to import clips on Google Slides that are from a live video, it doesn't work. I guess I never actually uploaded the Drive Beyond Horizons prologue by itself, but that doesn't mean we can't watch it. Oh no. No, it doesn't mean that. So, hang on one second here. Ready? Here we go. Should I check the hood? It seems like it's okay. Alright. Yeah, everything. Johnny's with us! Johnny's on the right, everyone!
Yay!
Everything's perfectly fine. No need to panic. And there you go. So that is the Drive Beyond Horizons clip. Ah, why did you escape? Don't escape. Stay here with the rest of us. Okay. So, where were we? So, big applause for that glitch. It's obviously the best glitch I've ever had in my life. Next to the Illusion of Gaia one I had a few years ago, where I caused the vampire to turn into one of the children and to shoot subsequent children at the children, which that still amazes me because I never got that when I played it the Zounds of times as a child. But as an adult.
One more hit. That's it. Why is she still wandering around? I killed her. What the hell is this? What the hell do I do now? See? That's not supposed to happen! I'm here. What the flip? Sorry, I was worried. Will was protecting me, so I was okay.
Of course I get that on camera. Anyway, best music. What? We have music in games? You bet your buns that there's music in games. Shocking, I know. So, first up is Look Outside. Has very great atmospheric music that really tickled the coils that wrap themselves within my brain cells and heart, as much as my heart that I still have within me. So that really, oof, strong stuff. Kingdoms of the Dump. Now, listen, this takes a lot from other classic SNES era, and I would dare say Genesis era games that are in the RPG realm. That doesn't make it any less good, because you still have pretty unique tracks overall within Kingdoms of the Dump. That just really gets what I want. Blueprints has a wonderful, again, atmospheric music soundtrack, whereas you just feel like it's just so natural with everything. And saxophone. Kate's Story, I never played beyond the demo, so I only have a limited history with the music, but it was still enough for me to be like, okay, this is really good. Works very well with the game, has a strong presence. Flipside, again, we're just talking about a demo. But you know something, we had a lot of comments. Well, we had at least one comment while we were streaming that was about the music, and I was feeling the same thing. It's really good. I don't really have much else to say, but if you haven't played that demo, I recommend it, because it's good stuff. And then last but not least, Die in the Dungeon, which has very catchy music that makes you want to keep going back in and never out of the dungeon until you hate yourself when you're playing. But that's different. That's different than hating the music. That's hating yourself. Okay. And the winner is... Come on, show up. Here we go. Kingdoms of the Dump. You get a sample of my favorite track from Kingdoms of the Dump, because of course you do. This one is called In a Trash-Filled World. Because this I could probably listen to for probably, I would say like 30 minutes before I said like, okay, we need to listen to something else. But it's like literally, this is such a vibe. So good. Such a good sound. Love this sound. We haven't even hit the best part of it yet. Did I end up beating Kingdoms of the Dump? Not yet. Not yet. We're about, I want to say about 60% of the way through, I want to say. I would love to say, we'll definitely beat it before the end of the month. No doubt about that. But it's not this week, because today's the only day I'm streaming. Unfortunately. But yes, that will get played. And apparently they're going to be back at MagFest again, which is great, because I still have my little trinket from last year from MagFest that introduced me to the game in the first place, so it's coming full circle. Really good stuff. Although I'm looking forward to finding a new favorite game at MagFest this year. So, round of applause for Kingdoms of the Dump for giving us a good dump. All right. Okay, back to the next category, which is Best Visuals. Now this I ended up going back and forth a number of times because I realized, man, I love a lot of pixel games, and this is going to be subjective of everyone else. But that's the point of the awards, and isn't it? It's my awards. These are my favorites, not your favorites. So maybe they are some of yours too. There we go. Skate Story. Again, only play the demo, but you try to tell me that this does not look like one of the best games you've seen this year. Try telling me that. I'll punch you through the screen. With concern. I'll punch you with concern. Because this is a very, very aesthetically pleasing game. As frustrating as I found it, because it's a skate game. Skate games apparently are not my thing. If it wasn't a skate game, probably would be for me. But it's intrinsic to the, Skate Story. It's intrinsic to the whole thing, isn't it? There you go. Nightmare Superhighway. Now, this one, okay, walking simulator, wonderful atmosphere. Combining that with the music also, I almost put on for some of my favorite music for this year too. It's such a short game and it left a long impression. What else do I have to say about that? In Depth We Love. Very short game. Again, this is one of those free games you can find on Steam. Just like Nightmare Superhighway. We'll actually find that on itch. In Depth We Love. Very short game. Very, very good visuals. That's mostly shows you how, like, color isn't, when used correctly, color can do wonderful things for visuals when used appropriately. You'll know what I mean if you've seen it. Mushroom Musume, I just really loved, like, talking not just about, like, the pixelation of the sprites and everything, but the whole, like, atmosphere of everything and how the themes were used and picking of themes and everything. Like, this little screenshot here, this doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. It's a very nice and pleasing game, aesthetically speaking. Milk outside of a bag of milk outside a bag of milk. This was not released this year. Again, not everything that's going to be on this list was. Most of them are. But this here has such a strong and unique presence when it comes to how it looks that I couldn't just say I ignore that. And then Without a Dawn. Again, another visual novel here. I know. This one here, a short visual novel, not free, but short visual novel where it's basically just like ASCII that's developing the whole aesthetic. It's so impressive. It's just, it's amazing. It's wonderful. Jacki no me konbanwa. Hello, Jackie's Eyes. Hi, Blacktails. Welcome. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. The winner of the best visuals here is, of course, going to be In Depth We Love. And the reason that this had to be the winner is just because of how it looks. I guess that's how visuals work, don't they? Very, very strong. Very, very strong. A second here. Ah, so good. Not that the depth is good, but just the turn of things is so good. Personally, there's later parts into it too that really, really make it stand out when it does start using color. It's just so good. Round of applause for all the nominees on Best Visuals. Funniest game. You know I had to do a category like this. Me and my stupid ass jokes all the time, making you stupid ass people into stupid ass people. You're not stupid. That's not much. Okay, we're gonna go past that really bad joke. You guys are wonderful. And I appreciate you being here. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, you're sleeping ass. Oh. Maybe you're sick. I've been hearing people are getting sick in New York, so there's that. I'm feeling better from what I was feeling. Not so bad. It was just like a really short illness. Hopefully it stays that way, especially going to convention. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so funniest games. Disco Pump. This one had some really bizarre humor in it. Especially with the draw part. I will not forget that. That was a wonderful moment. Muffles' life sentence, very, 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 very demented. Wait, what? That song already ended? What? Oh, it was only 15 minutes long. Well, that didn't work very well. Well, we get the song of the year, and then we'll move on to a different song. Okay? Great. So Muffles' life sentence here has a wonderfully demented sense of humor, which is what I love. I love that sort of style. How can you not love jokes about face off? You know? I don't know. Frog Detective 3, again, it didn't come out this year, but oh my god, did that one really kick me straight in the gut when the one thing that happens in the game. I wept. This whole series is just a great end to the series. Bar none. Dinocop. I have some qualms about Dinocop, but it definitely made me laugh quite a bit during the game. It's really good time. And then look outside again, within the same realm as Muffles' life sentence, dark sense of humor. I would not say the whole thing is a chuckle fest though, but it definitely deserves I'm considered funny type of game. All right, and then the winner of the funniest game is Frog Detective 3. Woo! Each of these characters has their own unique little quirks, and everything else that the Frog Detective does.
A wonderful time here, being the best detective that you can ever be is just wonderful. Grr. Don't be crispy.
And then, because it was the one that came out this year, of course, I gave an honorable second mention to a game that did actually release this year, which is Muffles' Life Sentence. The literal definition of a silent protagonist is one that has no mouth and must scream. So, have to give some props to a game that just does whatever it really wants to in that sense. And still manages to have that dark atmosphere. It's just good. It's good. It's just really good. And you should think it's good too because I said so. And that's really the only reason here. Does this song work? No, it doesn't. Hang on. We need to find a new song to back up from the other one because I didn't realize. Yeah, this'll do. This'll do. Okay. So, round of applause for funniest game. Woo! Best story. So this is the game that I felt had the best story of the year that I played, and so should you. Because reasons. Although maybe you have differences because you played a better game than this. I don't know. If you did, I want to know. Stray Children. Now, listen, I definitely had my issues with this game as a whole in terms of its gameplay elements and some aspects of the story, but you know something, I am going to remember a lot about how it made me feel, and that is something that definitely goes to a good story. If it leaves you feeling in a way that you want to feel or you're reluctant to feel, that's memorable. Blue Prince. Simple, but not so simple. It's just told periodically, progressively through how it works. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just like blueprints and how like the little bits and pieces of the home tell the story rather than someone telling you directly every single thing all the time. Although it gets in secondhand accounts, that's in a way contradicting what I'm saying. I like blueprints and what it said. Okay, next. Easy Delivery Company. I'm not going to go too into the reason why for this because if you don't know and you want a good story, you should just play it. That's what I want to say about that. Easy Delivery Company had a story that I was not expecting to be there that just affected me in a way that I was like, oh, okay. That was a good thing that happened in the story that I wasn't expecting. Look Outside. Again, another wonderful RPG. And there's so much that happens. There's clearly a lot of care that happened in this game. It was very well polished and everything. Best story though? We'll find out. And then No, I'm Not a Human. Differently told stories. You can see a theme here. I like unconventional storytelling in many ways, and this is certainly not an exception. You get bits and pieces from each person, though I feel like there needs to be another playthrough, and I might do another playthrough of this come Halloween time, just to get another aspect of the story, because I really don't feel like I got a full look at this game by any stretch of the imagination. So, with that in mind, what is my choice for Story of the Year? Well, I'm gonna say it's Easy Delivery Company. There you go. And you might not agree with me with that, and that's okay. But going on the road and then talking with all these people who are a little off kilter for reasons, and then finding those reasons out and then making decisions about that, it's just a really good story. And it does not interfere with the enjoying of the gameplay, and I like that a lot. So that's why it's my best story of the year. Now we're going to go on to more specific categories in terms of my favorite category of game types. Now, games that I played a lot of this year were basically a few visual novels, some roguelikes, and some RPGs. Those are some, and chess games too. Well, we'll see if those come up. And, those are just some of my favorites. So, best visual novel. Taina's Cursed Legacy. To be fair, this is still not a complete game. At this point, there's still one chapter that's missing, but from what I did play of this, the first 2 of those chapters, which is 2/3 of the game, it's very well thought out. You have a lot more choices than you would in a traditional game of a visual novel, and it's not a hand-holding game. It's an experience you definitely would want to play through it more than once. I enjoyed what I have played through it so far, and still looking forward to the next aspect. Man, I Just Want to Go Home. This game did not come out this year. It came out 2024, I want to say. But this game I found hilarious in the same way that I find, almost in the same way that I find Muffles' Life Sentence hilarious. Almost. And I think it's worth looking at. I love the visuals on it too. It's just really good. Galaxy Princess Zorana. I have been waiting for the next iteration of the Long Live the Queen game ever since it was announced, and I don't feel like it disappointed. So, a lot of different elements. I still need to play more of it, honestly. Shh. You shouldn't be here. Short. I can't say sweet. It's very dark. It's beautiful. It's concerning. And it deserves a thought. Without a Dawn. Beautiful. Confusing. Visual novel. It deserves recognition of existing in good ways. And then Milk Outside of a Bag of Milk. Again, didn't come out this year, but is definitely one of my favorites for the year, so it deserves a place in the visual novel area. So, what is my favorite visual novel of the year? Well, this may surprise you, but it's going to be... Man, I Just Want to Go Home. So many different endings, which I got every single one in this, because it was just worth it. You got mobsters, you got random stuff at a coffee bar, you got pouring rain, you got atmosphere, and you got weird situations that you probably don't want to run into all the time. And that's what I like. Darkness rises into things. There you go. Round of applause for best visual novels here, everyone. Man, I Just Want to Go Home. Without a Dawn, though, best of the year, in my opinion, because it was just good. I enjoyed it. Perhaps if I played a lot more visual novels, maybe my idea would be a little different, but look at that. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It's not all about gorgeous, of course. It's about the atmosphere and how it makes you feel. And it made me feel things that I didn't want to feel, and that's good. But not always good. Round of applause. Best puzzle game. Oh yes, I did do a category for this too. Shh. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. We all know what I'm talking about. Best puzzle game. So games that involve puzzles. What's the best ones? Is this Sea Taken? Now granted, I just finished this game last week, but it was really good. It was sweet, somewhat short, frustrating just enough, but not enough to make you want to quit. But it had enough challenge, and that's why it deserves a view here. Blueprints, fantastic, intricate puzzles that, that there's just layers that just keep going, and it's crazy, and I love that. It makes me blue. Case of the Golden Idol didn't come out this year. No, the sequel did. I have not gotten around to playing it. Maybe this will be that year. Okay. Good gameplay mechanics. I enjoyed it quite a bit. There were some puzzles towards the end that I was just like, what the fuck are we doing? And that's an indication of a good puzzle. Baba Is You, again, didn't come out this year. There were plenty of games that did come out this year that are puzzles that I want to play. I have not finished Baba Is You, but I mean, like, listen, Baba Is You definitely deserves something here because I played it in 2025, so that's that. It's a good game. And Escape Simulator 2. Only played it for the one day. It was good. I enjoyed it. I think it's good. But you know what I think is the best? I don't think this is going to surprise anyone. Blueprints. Alright. This is a game that deserves everything that people talk about with it. It's just wonderful. And if you don't think it's wonderful, well, you don't have to. But I do feel a little bad for you. I do. Even just kind of standing around in the home is wonderful in my opinion. There you go. That's Blueprints as Best Puzzle Game of the Year. Move on to the biggest RPG. I played a decent amount, probably more than I should have, but here we go. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Many too many hours put into this game. I love the story. I love the craziness with it. I had a lot of laughter with it along the way. Actually, I probably should have put it on one of the funniest games that I played this year, shouldn't I? Well, it's too late for that. Sorry. Oh, man. It does make me want to play another Yakuza game, but it also makes me fear playing another Yakuza game just with how long it is. My God. Look outside. What a wonderfully unique RPG. And technically, there's a lot more of it that I have not explored, and I'm afraid of it, too, in its own way. Kingdoms of the Dump. Been looking forward to this the whole year. It has some wonderful, wonderful elements that are included with it. I like being able to jump around. I love the other characters being able to do jumping in their own... I like jumping. If you have a game where you're exploring and you can't jump, that just saddens me. Please. Jump elements. When you have like an isometric area, at minimum, okay? Come on. That just immediately bumps up the game to me. The remake for Elder Scrolls Oblivion, or Remastered, excuse me. I really enjoyed what I have played of it. Still intend to play more. I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon. Sorry. Oblivia will make a rise again. Somewhere. And then Stray Children. Because I wanted to have a list of 5. I'm sorry, Stray Children is just not going to win. I did enjoy parts of this game, but you know what? You just shouldn't have been on this list. I'm sorry, my friend. What is the winner? Well, it's not Muffles' Life Sentence, but it's here because it's also a good game, and I forgot that I added a 6th item on here. So, you know, don't hate me. I did really enjoy this game, though. I added this at the last minute because I was like, does this really count as an RPG? I'm not sure if it really does. Then I double-checked the page and I'm like, well, they counted as an RPG, so I guess I better count it as RPG. I just get more of like a card battler game. But I mean, there are aspects, I guess, technically RPG because you can change certain things and gather certain inventory items and such. Stray Children annoyed you by the end. It certainly did. It really did. Don't worry about Oblivion by the time they may re-release it again. That's an excellent point. Very excellent point. Okay. So, the winner of the best RPG of 2025 is Look Outside. There's just so much crammed into this game. It doesn't take nearly as much time as Yakuza, Like a Dragon, but you still get a lot of good stuff that you keep wanting to explore. All the weapons, all the characters that you can have at your side, all the regrets that you have making and wish that you made more of other decisions. it's just a bunch of that put together, which makes it it has just enough challenge for you to want to come back, and different challenge levels too, which makes it even more replayable, which I think is important for an RPG, because there's always bits of the story in there that are hidden too. All right, so that is why it is my RPG of the year. Look outside. Kingdom Hearts Chains of Memories is a card battle game. Well, that's them. I don't want to count that as a game. Okay, round of applause for the best RPG category. Woo. Then we're going to the best roguelike. Now this one I had to narrow down from more than I initially anticipated, because I realized, oh wow, there's a lot more roguelikes that I played this year that I liked than I originally realized. So if it's not on here, don't think I didn't like it. It just wasn't the most liked. It was hard, okay? Just accept that, please. First is Die in the Dungeon. Very cute game. Wonderfully, it's just unique enough in the roguelike atmosphere where you feel like you have a little bit more control than just randomly like doing X, Y, or Z, which is what a lot of the roguelikes say. You could say that about Balatro. You could say that about a lot of the chess games that I played this year too. You can say that about practically anything. But I don't know, just being able to literally roll dice and see the results, and then being able to rearrange them and then have other dice affect them in different ways based on how they're rolled, plus with all the extra items. I don't know, I just felt like that makes it a lot more unique of a roguelike than many of the other ones that you see out there. Torso Tennis. So granted that I mostly just played the demo, I do have the full game too. Did end up getting that, we just have not streamed it. Maybe we'll do that in the near future, we'll see. But it just felt like that this one had enough of the dementedness that it deserved a talking about, at least in a small portion. This game doesn't have enough love. I feel like it needs more love. So you get, you pick off the body parts of other tennis players and that enhances you, and then you get to kick their ass with little cats and such. I think that's really cool. Replicat, which is, in the roguelite realm, this might not look like it should belong here just on the outset, but I feel like it really does. It's a memory game, but you get to affect the memory game with other additive cards, other game cards that subtract. You need to hit certain point stuff in a way that it's a lot like Balatro, but it's also not. You also get memes and cats. Okay, you're ready to get Jax and Balatro, and I like that a lot because I'm a card collector in the traditional sense, the 52 card pickup and drop them, everything else. But yeah, I just feel like Replicat deserves a mention for certain. Morse is a more recent find, and I'm really glad I found it. I do want to play this again at some point. This is a hard roguelike. Picking battles and ships and picking like little bits and pieces of what sort of enhancements you need on your battlefield while writing out Morse code in order to find what fields you are in order to shoot other ships like battleship. That is such a unique take. Tell me that doesn't sound interesting to you. Dare you? How dare you? Megabonk. Now, this I did not play very much last year. This, pretty much ever since I finally caved and decided I'm going to try this game out, I have been practically playing this every night for at least half an hour of my life. And, I know, Maggots can probably see my scores going up. I see your scores going up. I got you into it. Yeah, you exceeded my numbers, and I'm really upset with you for being better at the game than me. So, grr. Maybe it'll happen again. Maybe I'll exceed you. We'll see. But yeah, it's just so nice seeing the number go up, I like that. But yeah, I mean, like, I like Vampire Survivors, those sort of games. Oh, don't you do that face at me. Don't. No. A friendly competition, yeah. Friendly competition, indeed. And so, like, a lot of bunking. The characters are fun. The language is nice and fun that they played with it, rather than just being sort of like, say, like, this is what this thing does. They're like, yo, this kicks ass, and all this sort of blah. Which is exactly word for word what all this stuff says, of course. Yeah. But it's just like, it's not the most traditional. It takes the elements of the traditional type of roguelike and just makes it more fun. And it's also in a 3D planescape. That's really good. It's a lot of fun. And then last but not least, He Is Coming. It's a great name, by the way, which I I'm realizing I should have added that to another category I had later, you'll see. Yeah. Yeah, he is coming. A lot of fun. I enjoy the demo. I enjoy the full game. I still pull it up every once in a while for this. Not as much as Megabonk right now. I get so mad at this game. I really do. It is so much fun. It really is. And it just, like, it's challenging enough. You get all these interesting items. You can combine items and such, which, by the way, I wish Megabonk did that. Really wish it did. If it does, I haven't seen it. But yeah, a lot of good challenging sort of stuff. Random bosses, too, that add to the challenge as well. So, what was my favorite roguelike of 2025? Well, this may surprise you. It's Die in the Dungeon. And this is based on, again, talking about the different elements of the game and like the fun it is. It's also combining it with the atmosphere, the graphics, the music as well, making it a lot more engaging, in my opinion, than all the other ones combined overall. But that said, if I had started Megabonk earlier in the year and played it more, maybe I would have picked that over it. But I didn't, so it didn't. It's an honorable second place, though. There you go. Die in the Dungeon, though, gets my first. So you're welcome. There, you're welcome. Feel free to disagree with me. Feel free to agree with me. Feel free to whatever with me. Well, no. Round of applause for Best of Roguelike. Okay? Round of applause. Moving on to chess. These are games that were chess related that I played this year. This is an incomplete list, but that's probably for everyone's sanity. Too late the internet heard you. Internet does not hear me. It just sees my eyes. We have Boardfall 0. There were so many. There were so many chess games, and there are more that I found that I would like to play this coming year. So there will be more chess games. There's Boardfall 0, which is very interesting and unique that you have like the pieces that you move around, but also have unique chess pieces that it invents. And it's not even a full chessboard, but the other chess pieces move in so many formations. You can move multiple pieces at once. It's just a lot of fun. Backstabbing King, because it's horrific and it's memorable. And I had a clip that was made from it, and it was just, I really enjoy it. I just thought it was just an amazing concept. I don't know what I'm doing. As per usual. I do have to kill my own men. Oh my goodness. I am ruthless. This is psychotic. You kill other pieces and your own pieces, so it's just you and the other king. Your secret lover. Kings of Kings, the backstabbing king. Black pieces move first. This was frustrating, but fun, where you play a little black pawn, and you can move some other black pieces too, but it's mostly just your little black pawn, and you're supposed to go and meet certain objectives, which was hard to do in certain instances, but fun. A lot of fun. Mind over Monarchy. Now, it may surprise you, so this is also another roguelike. I almost put this on the best of the roguelikes for the year. I played so much of the demo. It's just, oof. And when I originally streamed it, there was one version of the demo, and then they added more and more to the demo itself. So it was just a lot of fun, man. Different types of chess pieces came up, so it was good. You had archers and such. This is in the chess category, okay? And then Liv's game, because there was a secret piece that you were supposed to find and not destroy, and then just win the game. And that was hard. And it was memorable enough. So, from these, the best of chess is... Chess is also a musical, by the way, so thinking best of chess, I think of certain songs. But I can't remember what they are, but they're in my head. I'm just thinking. They're in my head somewhere. So my favorite ended up being Boardfall. This is muted because there's just someone talking over this, and that was just not fun for me. But yeah, just a nice little uniqueness that you have in this about being able to move things over all around, and a lot of unique strategy you would not get in a usual chess game. And you still got that roguelike type of elements. Again, roguelike. There's a lot of roguelike when it comes to the non-traditional chess games. I guess it's the most natural thing to do, huh? Isn't it? Round of applause for chess, everyone. Woo. It's the Balatro chess. Chess is the Balatro chess, okay? Now, the next two categories, you might be wondering, why do you have two different categories? For this, they're very similar. So we have wildest game, which is this one, and then next is going to be unique game. All right, I'm going to give you a basic rundown of what this is first. It was here for 2,000 years running for chess. It is indeed.
Well, it's a traditional one after all.
Wildest game. When I say wildest game, I mean like, it's not necessarily that the gameplay itself is unique, although that can certainly be incorporated this. This is talking about like, what the fuck? What is this that I just played? What the hell is this? That's what this is. Okay. There were a number on here, and these were the top contenders. Number 1, Space Warlord Babying Trading Simulator. Which just by the title alone, of course, makes you, feel very warm and cozy inside. Trading space babies in order to make profits in the space trading market, and then having the value of the baby go up based on the baby's life events, short as they are. Speculating on a baby, doing a loss on a baby, and then the baby becoming an adult, and you're still making money. And then the baby dies, and you're like, oh, god damn it. I lost so much money on that baby. It's just a wild ride. And the fact that this is a sequel. No, this was just a demo, but how could I not list this here? Falling Face Fragments. This was a fun game that I just randomly discovered when I was searching for Feckless Friday stuff. Just having pieces of faces just falling down in order to do Tetris-like stuff. I mean... And with the music that it has going on too, is just insane. This could not be mentioned. goblinAmerica. Again, this is just a demo. No idea if this will ever come out. I hope it does, because it's just so weird. You are a president, but you're a goblin. You're a goblin that is a president. We're talking about US presidents here. Like George Washington or Abe Lincoln. You can be like getting ready to get assassinated. Type of situation. You have to go and do some weird objectives, and you get like your weird goblin gun, and then you have these weird other goblins coming after you, and it's just like a weird atmosphere and everything. It's just like, what is this game? It's just absolutely bonkers to me. We have Tingus Goose, which the full game came out. I have not played the full game. I've only done the demo, but I feel like the demo was sufficient enough for me to be like, okay, this deserves a spot here. 100%. I mean, the image alone probably does it for you if you have not seen this game. Goose is not goose. Goose is impregnated, but it's person. Person's belly goes up and breaks up into making plants where you grow plant, and there's these baby things that come out, but they're not really babies because they end up being points and such. And then you have a doctor who has udders that gives you stuff. And it's point and click, and it is, passive, but it's not passive, and it's not passive in your brain. Okay. So that's your... And then Muffles' life sentence, which, when you compare to everything else, honestly, this is the most tame out of all of them, I feel. So, once again, mentioned, but not winning. I'm sorry, my friend. But, shocking spoiler. But, you play a character who comes out from, not knowing who they are, in a prison, not knowing why they're in prison, and your face is just gone. It's just this amalgamation in the center there, and you can't talk. You try to talk, but you can't. And you're surrounded by all these other high security prisoners that also has weird things done to their faces and bodies based on what they're in prison for. You just simply don't know why you're there. Shh. So yeah, and compared to everything else, very tame. All right, Muffles has structure in comparison. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's the difference here. There's structure in all of them. There really is. Well, I mean, maybe not Falling Face Fragments, but, it's there. It's all there. So what is the winner of the wildest game, in my opinion? In my opinion, and this was maybe controversial to you, but goblinAmerica. goblinAmerica. Because the presentation of everything, in addition to the whole concept, Just absolutely, it stayed with me for many, many, many weeks because it's just so, why? There's a lot of traditional stuff you'll find in here, but I feel overall that this is the most bizarre of all the concepts. Tingus Goose was a close second, mind you, although everything felt like it was a close second there when comparing. So, blah. Round of applause for Wild Escape. Round of applause. Now, most unique game. So this is not a game that is like, what the fuck did I just play? This is like, okay, there may be some what the fuck factors involved in this in terms of the gameplay elements itself, but it's more about like, well, that's different in terms of how it plays. Huh. That's more what this is the focus on here. So we have Skate Story, which has a unique game concept. You're skating, but it's not just for the sake of, you know, like skating. It's more for because you want to go eat the moon and consume the moon, and you have all these guys that you're talking to. This almost went in the other category too. I don't know if you can tell. But, you know, it's just like you're battling with the skateboard and such, which is different. I hadn't heard of that. But again, this is my first skate game I've ever played. So your mileage might be different than mine. To me, this is a pretty unique game concept. Pepper Odyssey. So this one, I played the demo like many, many months back. So just the demo. The game has since come out. I have not touched it, which doesn't say anything bad about it. I just hadn't, you know, there's so many games out there. And I think it does deserve another look, honestly. This brings me back to the DOS era in a very nice way. And your whole idea about walking around this island, keeping everything up, and being in certain moods and making sure the enemies that you're talking to are also in certain moods in order to progress and get things that you need. It's just a nice little thing. It's in a way that kind of reminds me of like the Undertale type of system where you're talking, which it kind of is like that, but not really. So think of it in that sort of wavelength for the uniqueness. goblinAmerica, I already think I spoke enough about this game. I'm not going to go too further into it other than just like, why are you doing the things that you're doing and the ways that you're doing them? Key Fairy? So, I meant to double check the terminology for this, and I know I'm gonna get this wrong. I think it's like almost like a Toho shooter, except it's not, where you are just kind of floating around and zipping and around by shooting like a web, almost like Spider-Man, but not, and just floating around all the characters while doing key fairy things in a wonderful little environment. And you get some fun sense of humor with that too. But this is just a demo right now. And then Hermit and Pig. So I played 2 versions of the demo because the dev gave me a key for the second one. Just making a humble mention there. And this has elements of Earthbound to me, but it's not quite there. Your battle system is more kind of like a traditional like fighter almost in a way, except it's not like action to action, like live action, if that makes sense. Whereas you're just inputting what you're putting towards the enemy during a time limit and then moving on, and hopefully you're doing the right type of action that the enemy is weak against / isn't immune to. And then when you're in like common talking with other people, as a hermit, you are reluctant to talk to people, and you can take damage if you say the wrong thing, as in being too awkward. And you have a pig that can also talk and do stuff too. I feel like that's unique enough to make a mention in this list. Don't you agree? I know I agree. So I agree. But what is my favorite of the most unique games? What do I feel is the most unique games? I feel that Key Fairy is. So there you go. In Key Fairy. Here is Key Fairy in action as you are ferrying around, wandering around, doing your Key Fairy things. And just doing battle. This is battling. Just going around, shooting, not dying, zipping and zopping, and just chilling around. Good aesthetics too. Can change the whole atmosphere. I love that about this game too. But yeah, that is my choice for most unique game. Be it it's not a full game, but I don't think any of these were from what I played actually. No, none of them were. Sorry, full games, you did not get the most unique game, just all these demos. Round of applause for all the demos that got most unique game. There we go. Best game name. So this is probably going to be the most subjective of all the items here that we have. Just plain and simple. These, out of my opinion, why? I'll explain why I think these are contenders for best name. And you can disagree with me, but this is just purely like best game name of the name that was given to these games. Dinocop. It's a dinosaur. It's a cop. It sounds great together. Dinocop. Who doesn't want to say Dinocop like a million times? If you don't like dinosaurs, I mean, maybe you don't like cops. I can kind of understand why that is, so don't hate me on that. But, I mean, like, what about a dinosaur cop? That's kind of a cool concept. It's like, you can't call him Dino Detective. That just, listen, there is alliteration in there, but that makes it more difficult to say. Dinocop just has, like, a good sound to it, in my opinion, which is why it's on this list. Falling Face Fragments, you got the triple F. Falling Face Fragments. You try to name this game without having to think of that name first. Do you think that you could have thought of half a good a name as Falling Face Fragments? Again, alliteration's good. You know? Yeah. Alright. Die in the Dungeon, which works on a number of levels. It's a pun. You got it? Because you can die in the dungeon. Which you definitely are going to, because it's one of those, it's a roguelike. You're going to die in the dungeon. It's impossible for you not to. If you don't die in the dungeon, I don't believe you. I just don't. I don't. You're lying to me. You're lying to everyone, including yourself. You have died in a dungeon in some game. You are not immune to this disease that is being a human being, okay? Or little froggy, little cute froggy with dice. Little dice in the dungeon. You can't call it dice in the dungeon. That doesn't work as well. Die in the dungeon is a really, really good name. Torso tennis. Again, alliteration. Apparently alliteration really does it for me. I don't know what it is. Except it's like torso tennis. The torso is in pain. The torso is playing tennis. The torso is having torsion. Possibly. I can't comment and I'm not its doctor. Fleshbound. So, this is one of those free-to-play games that you can find on Steam. I just really enjoyed how close it was to name Earthbound, and that the fact that flesh is involved, and Fleshbound is actually very appropriate for the game itself. I enjoyed the soundtrack to this too. This was pretty okay. I liked it. And then Swap Meat. Because this works on 2 levels. Of course. Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing at that. Swapping meat? Because you're swapping meat out for your body parts. That's just number 1. And then you swap and you meet at a swap meet because you're meeting others at the swap meet. No? Maybe? Okay. Well, my favorite of all of these names is going to be Die in the Dungeon. A second win for Die in the Dungeon. There you go. I just really enjoyed that pun on dying in the dungeon. What can I say? That really won me over. This is the most important award, so you're the best winner here. Congratulations. All right. Round of applause for Die in the Dungeon, everyone, for its second award for the Jinxums. Okay. Underappreciated. So underappreciated is going to be just look at what I feel like could use a little bit more attention in terms of favorites. So I'm playing favorites now, okay? So here we go. First is Tosca, which you're probably saying like, what the fuck is Tosca? And I'll tell you what Tosca is. Tosca is a very, very tiny indie developed game where you go around exploring as a little girl, wandering around throughout a whole week of her life, trying to make her mother proud. And how does she try to make her mother proud? By collecting things throughout this very, very abandoned field town. So you're exploring people's homes, their basements, factories, just to grab shit. And you can read books and everything to explore more bits about the story. There's some questionable things that she finds, including maybe some that are departed. And you can also give your mother some questionable things, or nothing even if you really wanted to. If you want to be that kid, you can. And you end the week by starting the week over again. Time repeats itself for some reason. Why? Well, if you're interested, you should take a look at the game and find out, shouldn't you? We got Discopup. Honestly, I thought that this was going to be a lot more popular than it was. Very shocked. You can finish this in, like a fairly short setting, but you're not going to explore the whole game if you do that. And with the sense of humor that it has, it just feels like, it should be more popular than it is. Like, what the hell is up with that? I mean, like, you have a disco going on, for crying out loud, and there's puppies. And there's other cute little animals that are really weird. And weird stuff happens. What is there not to like about this game? Come on. Check it out. Muffles' life sentence. Again, throwing this up on the list many times over because it deserves it. It does. It's a great game. I enjoy the sense of humor. What else do I have to say about this? And there are currently 4 episodes. There's a plan, I believe, of 5 episodes. So the next one will be coming out this quarter at some point, and I'm excited to play it. I'm going to try to play it the day it comes out. We'll see, fingers crossed, if that works with my schedule. If not, well, so be it. It'll be like the next day. All right, but Muffles deserves some love for its bizarre sense of humor and where it goes to in each of its respective episodes. The very first episode's free. Why not give it a go? Torso Tennis. Again, just one of my favorite roguelites of the year. It's just got a good sense of humor in where it's not expressed verbally so much. You know? Sometimes that's all you need. Very simple, very fun, and it's got some, you can like have a bajillion different little critters going across the screen if you want to help you in relaying tennis balls back at your opponent while you're fighting Da Vinci, who is just shooting them back at you very fast. And you can just steal Da Vinci's tennis racket after you beat his ass with your own. If you want to. I mean, maybe your tennis racket is better. I mean, you did defeat him after all, right? Who knows? And then Final Fantasy VI, little known RPG that pretty much no one knows about. It didn't really make RPG of the year, unfortunately. But, you know, there are some great characters in this. Some good music, you know, like maybe you'll listen to them in a few years. But, you know, like you're not going to catch me playing that just randomly on the stream because, you know, copyright and everything. Things get claimed. But yeah, little known little gem there for you all. So, what is the most underappreciated of all of these? Oh, I keep hitting back on the soundtrack. I'm sorry. This song will never end. Well, I mean, clearly it's Final Fantasy VI. No, it's Tosca. So here's a little preview of what Tosca looks like if you've ever seen it. I can see why people might easily overlook it. It's not the most biggest thing to look at, but you have differences every single day that you're in the game and playing. And every single day you can be doing completely different things and finding different things and helping different people or screwing them over. You could just be a little pain in the ass too. And basically when I found this game and after I played it, there's just like no reviews. There was like practically no one that had made any mention of this. And it's just, I think it's just a big shame. This deserves a little bit more attention of other people's times, including yours. Go take a look at it. All right. So, round of applause for the underappreciated. Woo! Most anticipated. Well, well, well. Now we're gonna get into some interesting stuff. Not that there wasn't anything interesting there before, but this is for the stuff that's supposed to be coming out this year. Or hopefully this year, not postponed to another year. Ha 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 ha. GTA is not on here. I'm not that interested in that series, sorry. I'm sure that shocks no one. Alright. I mean, maybe I'll go back and play an old one. I did like Yakuza after all. You gotta have a good sense of humor for me. Clearly. Alright. Most anticipated key theory. So, I was just like gushing about this game, but just a demo of it. I want to see more of this game. I would like more. Danganronpa 2x2. I can tell you that the original Danganronpa 2 is one of my favorite games of all time in terms of story. It just really hits you in the gut. If you played the first one, I would not, if you've never explored the Danganronpa series and you have somewhat curiousness into doing so, don't start with 2. You're gonna like hate yourself for doing that. You're like, why did I start on 2? I should have just started on the first one. Because a lot of games you can jump around with. Danganronpa is not one of those. Just don't do that. Play the first one, then go to the second one. If you still like are interested after the first one, then go to the second one and then be like, oh my god. You know, because they really did a huge improvement on the second one, though there's still some good things about the first one. Anyway, I'm digressing. The fact that they have essentially a remake of this game with an alternate storyline, my curiosity is piqued. I'm very, very interested in where this is going, and you are damn right I'm going to be streaming this. Okay, so that's a promise. Super Adventure. This was a fun little find from Effectless Friday that I have some recency bias on this, but this was so much fun. Like you're a little dude and you have a shield on your back that helps you with fighting, that just projects back automatically, regardless of whatever's attacking you. That just has another element of gameplay that just makes it so much more fun with, you know, platforming. It's a great little gem, and I really am looking forward to seeing more of that. Gunny Ascend reminds me so much of Wario's Woods, and I miss playing games like this. I was actually playing a little Tetris Attack over the weekend. I know. And I was just like, man, I want to play more games like this. So Gunny Ascend and just a little bit of that goes a long way. I want to see more of this game. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I played the crap out of the original Tomodachi Life, including the one with the like magical stuff. I forget the name of it, but that, oh my god, the magical adventure nonsense stuff with, not the one with the horses in it. I know there was a remake, but yeah, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Absolutely wonderful. Forgot we were getting another Tomodachi. Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out this year. And on Switch 1, oddly enough. So we're gonna see a lot of that coming soon. And yeah, that is my pick for my most anticipated one. I'm sure that's gonna be no shock to anyone who really knows like the nonsense that I like to play with. Yeah, like, I just love, I mean, like, listen. Just living vicariously through these made-up characters and just having them make their own stories and then do unexpected things and just laughing at their bullshit. That's the life. That's the life I want to enjoy. Okay. Round of applause for the most anticipated. Woo. Crowds cheer. Best of Feck. So the best of Feck just essentially is just, I played so many goddamn games on Fridays. Mostly demos and such, I know. You gotta taste a little bit of everything. You know, like I'm a sampler. I love a buffet. Although actually it's been a while since I went to a buffet. I wonder if there's a good buffet in Maryland that I can go to while I'm at MacFest. If anyone knows, please let me know, because I would be game for that. And anyway, so this is just me. It took me a while to figure out what I consider to be best effect, because there's definitely favorites and everything. So to me, when it comes down to the best effect, because I could approach this a few different ways, the best effect are just basically finding out, oh, when we hang out, we should go to K-pop. Ooh, I don't know that. And maybe we should do that. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. I miss like a Ponderosa. I really wish that was still around, but we're talking like, what is it, like 15 years plus now? Man, the days of the little smoothie guy, the guy with the swirly stuff on his head, Mr. Swirly, maybe. So that's good. Man, actually I could go soft serve. I think I have some ice cream in my fridge. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. We're talking about the awards here. Best effect. So what is the best effect to me? To me, after thinking about it very, very long time, best effect really is not only games that I really like, but are just more like, wow, this kind of surprised me and this ended up being a lot better than I expected, perhaps, or just like, this is a great diamond in the rough and I would not have found this if I was not exploring for playing this nonsense every Friday. So thank you for existing. That's more of what I'm considering best effect. Okay, so that's where we are. Now, there was a lot that you should have seen how big the list was. I know, Magus, I gave you a version of the list at some point while I was thinking about all this. And my God, it was just so long. So I had to really, really think about narrowing that down. So if you're not on here, don't think that you don't deserve a spot. You probably do. It's just I had to narrow it down. Like, we're talking like easily 50 games on this list. And that's probably like after I had already narrowed it down a bit. Oh my God. You had a snowstorm and you went there, it was super empty. Oh, those are the best. Except unless you're working there, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, you get the whole place to yourself. Very nice. Okay. So best effect, Super Adventure. I just talked about this for an anticipated game, so that probably tells you already how much I consider this game. This was a really great find. Like, wowzer. Like, this was such a fun time. I spent so long on that final boss in the demo, but let me tell you, even though I was pissed off at having to redo that battle over and over again, I'd easily do that again, because it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. This had a cute little sense of humor, cute little, you know, animations, etc., etc. Definitely a best effect. Tosca. As I already said, I don't think there's very much else I can say about Tosca. This is very much where the best effect is in this category. This is a very underappreciated game for certain, And it's just like, I would never have seen this beautiful game if I wasn't hunting for effect games. I just wouldn't. And I'm so glad I found it, because it's just like, it's in my brain now. Key Fairy, same sort of stuff. This is not something I would normally go out of my way to find, but just browsing, like, what is that? What's standing out here? Oh my god, this is just beautiful. Evil Knievel. Now this is a little bit more left field than the rest of them, granted. Because Evil Knievel is an established property, more or less. But let me tell you, I was laughing my ass off when I was playing this game on the 4th of July. Yeah. Oh my god, such the giggle fest. Still one of my favorite things to have happened was playing this game on a Friday. Beautiful. But yeah, I mean, like, people really don't talk about this game. This was a lot of fun. I was frustrated at certain aspects of this, but this was like an unexpected gem to me. Morse, again, just another like randomly really good game that I just happened to run across. I actually found it on itch, and then I found out that there was a full release, and I was like, oh, I'd rather play the full release than the demo. Let's give that a go, guys. And frustration and pleasure. What else would you want? And then Gunny Ascend again, just talking about from the last one, just saying that this is just, you like a good puzzle game, you like a good puzzle platforming game, and this is one of them. So again, this was a very difficult decision, very, very difficult decision here in terms of being able to figure out what is the best effect to me. And perhaps you have a different opinion, and I want to hear it if you do. If you had a different favorite from all the Fridays that have gone, and well, my opinion, and this is recency bias maybe, but Super Adventure. This was so much fun to play. Like, I remember the moment I saw this, I'm like, I want to play this like right now. I don't even want to wait to play this. That's just where I was with this. So you bet whenever this comes out, I'm playing this again on stream. Absolutely gonna happen. This was a little silly game, little magical game, little lot of many things. And you can see there's a lot more in here that's happening that we have not seen. You playthrough sold me on this game. Exactly. So I'm very much looking forward to whatever ends up happening with this. So there, best effect, round of applause for everyone. And those who didn't make it, you also get a round of applause. Do not think that you didn't. Okay. So then we're gonna be, we only have a few more categories here. So best off-stream games. So these are the games that I never streamed. Or like, if I did stream it, it was just like barely there. And then it's just like, I poured in more hours than I probably should have onto these. So that's what these are, and I'll explain my reasoning on all of these here. So here is first the New Flesh, which I knew as soon as I saw this come out that I wanted to play this, but I also knew like there's no way I'm going to be streaming this because there's going to be copyright music up the wazoo on this, so that's not happening. Really good band, Redbox. If you haven't heard them, you really should listen to some of their music. It's good. And it's really good. I like a good walking simulator, and this does that. If you remember me playing the, let's say the Game Jam Super Ninja Turtle game, or Queen's, I think it's called Queen's Gambit. It was a fairly recent Feckless Friday. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it has the same sort of art style. That's the same makers of this game here that incorporated and works with Redbox in order to get the music in the game in a wonderful atmosphere. So this is just really good, and it's free. So you don't really have much to lose. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You just lost a little time. Boo on you. Squeak Cross, Home Squeak Home. This, I did play I forced this on a Feckless Friday because I saw this one day and I said, I would really love to stream just a little bit of this. I know it's Picross and all that, but I want an excuse to play this and get my original reaction of it. And since then, this is like one of the top games that I played for the year according to my Steam library. I got every last achievement in this game. You can customize your rats, you can poke their eyes out, you can get rid of paws, you can get rid of hands. That's not why it's my top played game, by the way. I made my one rat and I was happy with it. I never changed him. It was beautiful, and he stayed beautiful the entire game. And I just love Picross, but it kind of became like an obsession, honestly, because you ever just like, I need to play this just to get through, just as a background thing. You know, like you have like podcast things that you do. This is like a podcast type of thing that I would do. Or while I had videos rendering, this is something that I would be doing in the background. That and decorating the home for my little rat.
Magnificent.
Definitely a lot of fun. Proverbs. I don't actually remember if this specifically came out this year or not, but again, another puzzle game, another one of those background games where you're just putting things together and just doing puzzle stuff. I do a lot of that in the background. Sorry, guys. I just know it's not that entertaining to do on stream, so I don't do it. Sorry. He is coming again. This is in the same realm as everything else. I played a decent amount of this game and got frustrated with this in between video renderings and all that sort of stuff. A lot of fun. Love this game. Replicat, same sort of stuff. I already talked about this ad nauseum for both of these games. Roguelikes are really good for off-streaming. And Megabonk, yes. Though Megabonk, again, is more this year, apparently, so far. I know it's only 5 days into the year, but honest to God, it's every single day. I will probably play at least half an hour of this when I'm done streaming, and I'm not sorry about that. Okay. So which of these is my favorite for my off-streaming time of 2025? Well, that's going to be Squeak Cross Home Squeak Home, which I'm sure probably, after describing the differences as to the whys and everything, probably doesn't shock anyone anymore. Like, come on, look how fucking cute this thing is. All right, and how many things you can make. Every single time you solve the puzzle, you got a different color of every single item, or like what you could wear and such, okay? And you can unlock more rooms and have different, you can have vampire rats, atmosphere, you could have skyline, you could have space rat. I had a space rat room. Do you have a space rat room? I don't think you do, because you're not dedicated enough to Squeak Cross like I am, and I'm talking a little loud, I'm sorry. But that's the best off stream. Woo, everyone. I hope you enjoyed all of those that you just could not predict on there. So now we're down to the last two. So we have best of 2025, which is best released in 2025. And then the best of the year, my favorites. So many Ratatouilles to choose from.
You make your own ratatouilles. You have a good time. That's how it works.
I don't know what that noise was, but you can attribute that to rats. Okay. So, I played a lot of games that were released this year, and most of them I really enjoyed. Thank goodness. I'm pretty good at picking games for myself, except maybe for some Fridays, but we're not going to discuss that right now. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about what my favorites of 2025 are. So we have Easy Delivery Company. Easy Delivery Co. As we already said, it has my favorite story for the year. It has a wonderful atmosphere. It's very relaxing. I did actually pull this up for Effectless Friday because I went ahead and bought the whole thing on a whim as opposed to playing the demo, because the demo, it literally had just released that night. And the demo was no longer available, and I'm like, oh, I still want to play it. Let me give it a shot. You know, let me play like half an hour. I ended up staying up like an extra 2 hours playing this game that night, and I think I had work the next morning. So that tells you the impact that this game had on my weekend. This was a wonderful play, and I would gladly play this again at some point. Not on stream, probably, because there's not much else to explore that I hadn't explored, but just for the sake of relaxing. Kind of like, maybe like Euro Truck Simulator, I would play again. You know, just for the atmosphere and the traveling and everything else that comes in between. Look outside. I already said so much about this game. This is a fantastically made game. It has a wonderful atmosphere, wonderful soundtrack. It makes you feel things. It makes you regret your choices. It makes you regret pulling up the game, but also not regret it at the same time. And it just makes you wonder about the game developer's mental state as well, but in a nice way. Because then you relate to certain weird situations. Makes you wonder about the outside versus the inside. And what is good? Is it better to look outside? Is it better not to look outside? Well, maybe for our protagonist, it's good not to look outside because then the game is over. But you know, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it is so bad. You know? There's a lot of pros and cons to this game. I loved it. No, I'm not a human. Again, I feel like I did get one complete ending on this, but it wasn't one of the good ones. So I am very much wanting to re-explore this game. I just like games with these types of themes and darkness in it. They just make you really explore what it is to be a human, really, and such. Those are really, really good contenders for games. Blueprints makes you think. so much. I like a good puzzle game, but I don't like a puzzle game that makes you feel like a complete idiot. And I would say like 99% of this game was not making you feel like an idiot, but just make you realize, oh, and then just realizing there's more than what you expect. The less you know about this game going in, the better. And that's that alone, that there's not very many forms of media that can do that, honest to goodness. And finding one every so many years is a blessing. All right. And Once Upon a Katamari. Now this is a more recent one for me playing this year. This was a wonderful gift. Thank you, early Christmas gift from my one friend, Luigi Link. Thank you. And this, so much fun. The choice of music, the customization options, just the atmosphere and the humor. It's a really, really good game, and it's a chill time. I really enjoy playing this. I know I haven't finished playing it, and I still plan on playing it some more. But yeah, this is definitely a 2025 best of game for a reason. Okay. So out of all these, my favorite game of 2025 that was released in 2025 has got to be Blueprints. And again, this game is still something that I think about today and want to continue playing more. There's so much I still don't know about this game. It's just, there's so much. You finish it once, you're not finished. You finish it twice, you're not finished. You finish it 3 times, you're not finished. There's so many damn layers to this, and it's so impressive. It's like boom, just boom. I'll tell you that wasn't the best. That wasn't the best. That is the best of 2025 in terms of 2025 releases. Sorry, desk. I didn't mean to make a noise on you. But it was not an easy decision picking my favorite for the year, but that is definitely my favorite of the year. And then now we're going to go to overall game of the year, which is incorporating all the games I played this year. So this is not purely based on 2025 releases. It could be Blueprints. That'll definitely be here, but it might be something else. Okay. The case of the Golden Idol. I really appreciated the difficulty that this game put me through and the amount of layers that it had in it. It's not the same sort of layers that Blueprints has, but when you realize like certain solutions and it clicks, it's just like, oh, you go like, I didn't realize that, you know? Those are good moments. It's not like, you know, like your traditional Sherlock stories that you get nowadays that just like people remake from the Sherlock stories. And it's just like, okay, yeah, I get this and this sort of stuff. They're like, let's go do this and that. So that there can be twists, of course, in Sherlock stories. Let me just say that. But this is, Blueprints, I don't think I need to restate why I like Blueprints. I already said it like many times over during the course of this stream. You either get it or you don't. Maybe you should get it. Frog Detective 3, which may seem very left field compared to everything else, but think about this. There's a mystery involved in this game. And look, there's humor. I like humor. And I love a good story. I love the good humor. And everything that happened in this story, I was just bound to be like enjoying myself for the ride like I did for the first 2 Frog Detective games. And then the thing happens in the story, and that's just where it pushes it over the edge from a normal, funny, haha game to like, this is one of the best things I played this year moments. Crow Country. This was the first horror game that I completed that was like in the Resident Evil type of category. I don't even know what you would call it other than like horror. I know there's a better name for it. You guys definitely know it and are going to correct me any minute. But it's just like it really made me want to play more of this type of genre. It's like it's a good story. There's enough running around. Survival horror. Thank you. Thank you. See, I knew someone knew like the obvious phrasing that I was forgetting. Thank you, Magus. And so being able to do that in this game and feeling very good about it, it doesn't overstay its welcome. There are definitely more difficulties in it, and you have a good time for what the state is. And you have so many questions as to why people make decisions that they do along the way, which I think is important for this genre. Hollow Knight, a very good game. overall. I know that this is not people's game of the year for 2025 overall. There might be another one from this series. I don't know. Maybe a more silky version of this flavor. I don't know. But I didn't play that one. I played Hollow Knight because I knew that Silk Song was coming out within like a week or whatever it was. And I said, I want to play Hollow Knight. So at least have some frame of reference as to if I would like it or not. And I think I would. Maybe I'll play it this year. Maybe not. I'm going to be playing a lot more Metroid games, literal Metroid games, starting next week. So we'll see how that goes as it is. But yeah, if Hollow Knight is any sort of semblance of frame of reference, I'm gonna have a good time, I think, for the next several months, playing through all Metroid stuff. Yes. Metroid Prime, we'll see. I have a feeling I'm gonna like Metroid Prime too, but for this year, Hollow Knight is definitely a top contender for one of my favorite games of the year because it's so much fun. There's so much to explore. There's so much that I couldn't explore. If I was not streaming all the random stuff that I was doing, I can tell you 100% certain I would go back and get every single item in this game. That's how strongly I feel about this game. But there's so little time to explore as many games as I do with the fecklessness that I put my life through. So it's not gonna happen. Sorry. I will just let other people do that and then they can tell me how much they love doing that, etc. Circus also really good. So, did I have another one? I think this was the last one I had, so I don't think I had anything after. Wait, no, there's a big spot. I think there's one more. Here we go, Look Outside. Okay. I thought I had you on this list too. Look Outside, very strong game. Very, very strong game that came out this past year. And it, honestly, it almost beat out Blueprints for me. It really did. Because I forgot that it was on this list, I think you know that it didn't win. Also because it didn't beat Blueprints overall. So that would be very confusing, I'm sure, for everyone. Like, well, if you won the 25 but not the overall, how does that work exactly with the math? Huh? I don't know. It just does. But yeah, this was such a gem. It really was. I'm very happy to have played it, and I want to play more of it. I want to play more of games like all of these. Honestly, this was a fun time. But the one I really want to play more of, especially out of all these, is the one that stands out like a sore thumb, and that is Frog Detective 3. I know. But it was just so obvious for me. I love goofy humor like this. And when it comes to dark humor that gets suddenly thrown in there unexpectedly, you have me. You just have me, like, I'm putting my hand way above my head. Just pretend you see it going above where the Look Outside main character Sam is, like where his head is. That's where it is. You have me way up there in terms of my experience. Frog Detective 3 is easily the best out of all the Frog Detective games, although Frog Detective 2 definitely has its moments, and Frog Detective 1 as well. I know there's like Frog Detective 1.5 or half, which I'd like to get to at some point in my life, but I have not. But oh my god, we need more games that have such really goofy sense of humor in this sort of slapstick sense that doesn't slapstick everyone. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I definitely by far is probably a stretch of it, but definitely my favorite game that I played this year overall. And if you don't agree, well, I'm sorry for you. Well, you probably hadn't played it this year, to be fair. It was from 2022, okay? So I wasn't streaming in 2022. What do you want from me? You want me to go back in time? I can go back in time, and I could say, like, I wish I played this in 2022, but I didn't. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and just marvel at all the winners. I didn't put an extra slide on here, but just pretend that we have a collage of all the winners that are on the screen now, not my eyes just rolling around. I'm sure that's probably making you sick. It makes me sick looking at my eyes. Just look at them. Look at those beady eyes just looking at you on the screen. Above, look outside. Don't look outside. Look inside. Look inside yourself and decide to yourself, do I agree with Jacki? Do I disagree with Jacki? I probably disagree with Jacki because I'm not Jacki and I have my own individual opinions and experiences as a human being. So there you go. I simply don't agree with you just out of spite. You are welcome, and I'm glad that you are able to do that with your heart and your mind and your motives. I'm very happy that you are doing all those things.